This honestly is pretty hard for me to say out loud, but this morning I picked up a paintbrush for the first time in like 3 or 4 months. Something that I've built my entire brand around, me painting and my journey to becoming a better creator. On my walk this morning, I had this crazy realization that I haven't been really being true to myself, especially in my content. I haven't been being myself. I haven't been painting for the last couple months. I've been standing here trying to grow my coaching business, trying to build around me, but I couldn't even build myself. I was sounding like a robot. I was taking in all the information from my mentors and just like trying to act on it immediately. But in reality, like that's not what grew me to where I am now. Obviously I need to implement some of the things that are going on, but I just haven't felt like myself in a while. I've been trying to help a ton of different people with their content, and it hasn't helped mine. So I kind of feel like a fraud. I'm sitting here, I'm a social media coach, I can help you with all this and that, but I can't even help myself. Behind all of the things I've been trying to teach, I haven't even been able to see what's best for me. That I've literally been trying to push myself away in order to become a new identity that needs to take on a better, bigger business, when my business in general was to be myself, helping other people along the way and growing together. But I was trying to separate the two and trying to just scale the coaching business, taking anything I've heard from my mentors and just applying it immediately without thinking how it could apply to my brand. And I think it's really been hurting me. Like, my views have been down significantly on Instagram. I truly didn't catch it until I was talking to one of my mutuals in my DMs, and she said I just lacked total enthusiasm in a video that I sent over for a critique. And I was kind of like hurt when she said that, because I was like, dang, I like put a lot of effort into this. It was a Loom video for my module. I've been really trying to work on my short form talking head videos and trying to capture a better hook. And so I recorded a few and sent them over to a mutual in my DMs. And what she said actually like hurt my feelings at first, but I realized she said I lacked enthusiasm. She was basically like, yeah, that didn't really sound like you, but I was literally felt like I was trying really hard. But I think it's because I've been trying so hard to calculate how I'm speaking and take my filler words out and all these different modifications to make myself sound like a better communicator, that I've lost my passion and I've lost my energy in my speech. Started like sweating when she said that. And then I looked back at it and I'm like, dude, I did lack energy. I lacked passion. Like, what's going on? So I re-recorded it, sent it back, and it was a night and day difference. I think just me honing in on business and entrepreneurship without letting myself create in the studio, without speaking passionately about like painting and trying to like kind of completely take painting out of my brand, has actually made me go backwards. I want to keep painting. I want to be around artists. The thing is, I just really, for some reason, my mind was like, oh, like, I don't think like painters can afford coaching. You know what I mean? Like, if a lot of them are like trying to go full time with their art, like, what makes you think that they can afford, a high ticket program to help them grow on social media? But that was just me having a scarcity mindset and me not believing in my product, me not believing in the program. Building a brand on social media is honestly one of the best self-development mechanisms there ever was. I haven't been able to look this deep into myself for a long time. So the fact that I can use these sort of like metrics to see like, wow, I really lost myself here that month because I've been like super stressed and super dedicated to how I'm doing this. It's become abundantly apparent that I need to start painting more and creating something physical so that I can keep my mind off of how stressful sometimes social media can be and how stressful running your own business can be, because it's not helping me to just kind of create in a vacuum and stay there and like not be able to talk about different topics about my struggles. Today I was painting back here and I was just like losing myself in it. So I finished up a painting I started a couple months back, and then I started a brand new painting today, and it just felt incredible. I got in the studio super early, around 8 a.m., and I think I need to implement this into my schedule. Just coming in, documenting the process in here, and I don't know, it's kind of like I feel super vulnerable talking about this, because obviously my whole image, brand, whatever, is me helping others with social media and everything else. But if I can't even help myself with social media, what makes me think I can help other people? Which I'm still very confident that I can help other people. But it just makes me so embarrassed when my views go down because I've lost myself in the process of growing something else that's not social media. When my whole business is helping others grow social media. You should definitely dive a little deeper, do some more self check-ins, and see if you're still being authentic to yourself. Because painting and creation and art has always been a part of my thing. There's always something going on here. I was in animation school. Like, I've been doing art for years. And if I don't do art, I feel weird. Purely off of that alone, I think I should just be painting as much as possible. But for some reason, I felt like I didn't have the time, and I felt like it was going to be a waste of time if I need to make more videos in order to grow on social media. But it's further from the truth. If I don't feel passionate, and I don't feel like I need to have energy to get on these videos and actually talk, like, how am I going to display myself? How am I supposed to display myself and feel comfortable enough to talk about my current situation here on the camera? Also notice something as well, that every time I do invest in a coach, mentor, anything that has to do with like social media, my views always go down initially because I'm trying to implement so many different things that they're telling me that maybe it's not good for my exact page, but I'm just trying to push, go through the course modules, listen to what they're saying, and like actually develop my page the way they want me to. But obviously that's going to lead to a drop in viewership because it's not usually what I'm doing. So you have to build that up. But it always gives me so discouraged the second you invest in something and then everything starts to kind of go down. What I'm taking from all that is that you have to go down to go up, and it's exponential growth afterwards, and it just never stops. But I've just noticed that every single time I've invested in somebody, it's always gone down that first like 3 or 4 weeks because I'm trying so many new things. I'm not doing what I'm normally doing. I'm not doing the same type of videos. I'm not doing what my audience is used to. And that's okay. But it does get discouraging sometimes when you start to see it from a bird's eye view. You're like, wow, like I'm really doing terrible. And now I'm supposed to present myself as a coach to help other people to level their game up. And it seems to not even be working for me. So it gets a little I get a little anxious about that kind of thing and like the metrics behind it. But that's why I've also been gravitating my mentorship into a bit of a mindset too, because these are some of the things you have to deal with while you're growing. You can't get down on some of these metrics and analytics. Some of these things will override your mind and let you not grow. It's so important to keep your head above water and not even get excited when things go viral. You can get excited for a second, but don't just be like taking this 1 million view video and taking it to the house. You know what I mean? Just be like, yep, I'm good for the month. I killed it with that video. You got to keep pushing. And especially if you get like a 100 view video or something, or your posts are just doing terribly. You keep losing followers every day. You can't get overwhelmed by those things either. You can't be too happy if it's great. You can't be too sad if it's bad. And you got to keep yourself level-headed. It's the same way as any kind of business. It's the same way with sales. If you get super excited about a sale happening and you're like, woo, I sold them. And then out of nowhere, they're like, you know what? I decided not to go with you. Then you're going to be like going this emotional roller coaster. But if you keep yourself level-headed and until the check's cashed, like, you didn't get the sale, that's exactly how you should keep your mind, especially on social media. I really can't believe I let myself go so far off track. In person, I'm telling people, yeah, I'm not really painting as much. Like, it's not really what I'm doing anymore. Like, I'm telling people that, like, straight-faced. And I'm like, what am I saying right now? This is like literally what that's what I built my brand around. It's what I'm supposed to be doing. It doesn't have to be painting, but it could be like sculpture. It could be like building out other things, like building environments. Like, I need to be building something. That's just what I've always loved to do. Why am I stripping myself of that just to feel some financial gain? The only way my business will grow is if I stay relatable and figure out how to consistently show up being passionate in myself. If I show up as someone else, everyone's gonna be like, who is that in that video? Like, that's not Joey anymore. Like, that's how people start to feel weird about your content. That's how they start to they're like, oh, that's not what I signed up for. Boom, unfollowed. This is just all the things that I'm coming up with. This is gonna be a shorter video, but I really, really wanna emphasize the fact that you cannot lose yourself in the process. Always remember who you are and see if you're being authentic to yourself. Have some more check-ins. This was definitely a vulnerable video for me to make, and I hope you've taken something from it, because it's something I've just self-audited about myself. All my talking head videos have been stale as hell over on Instagram, and no wonder they get under 10K views every single time I post them. No wonder they get under 100 likes sometimes. Like, if I'm not being myself, then why would anyone want to listen? Because that's what they signed up for. If I don't sound like myself and I'm not passionate, I'm not energetic, and I'm not being inspirational by any means, then I'm just sounding like any other Chad that's on Instagram and no one gives a shit about. Let me go ahead and close this out on a positive note. If you are doing anything at all, if you're building a brand, if you're building a business, just know that you're doing more than 99% of people, because most people are just stuck in their job and they don't have aspirations, which is fine. You don't always have to have aspirations. Just know that you are part of that 1% that loves to take on difficult tasks, and you do have aspirations, and you're unique for that. So don't forget that. So don't lose yourself in the monotony of life and everyone's lack of motivation around you. Remember to kindle that within yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Keep killing it. Sorry that I've been missing recently, and I'm back. Just saying.